welcome to this new episode of Walk with TJ. Once again, I would like to invite you to walk with me and enjoy the beauty of God's creation. Right now, I'm here in the middle of the city of Englewood, New Jersey, but it doesn't look like city view. Yeah, the good thing about this city is right in the middle of this city, there is a forest. And they made a trail, well, lots of trails in this forest. This park is called Flat Rock Brook Nature Park here in Englewood, New Jersey. So I would like to show you the view of what I'm looking at right now and where I'm walking at right now. See, in this view, in this trail, they put steps here so that it's gonna be easy to walk. Oh, careful. All right. So you can see that brook right there. It flows all the way to that section of the park there. Well, it seems like I came here a few weeks too late because, as you can see, the trees are now bald. There are no more colorful leaves on the trees. Well, maybe there are a little bit, but not much anymore, and they are all on the ground. Look at those in my background. It's a cold day today. The temperature right now is around 40 degrees Fahrenheit or around 4.4 degrees Celsius. So, and with the breeze, it's adding more cold to the feel. So maybe the real feel is around 32 degrees or 0 degrees Celsius. So it's cold, but it's sunny. And it's breezy, it's clear day, so it's even though it's cold, it's a good time to walk and show you this trail. Well, I actually wanted to come here a little bit earlier in the fall, so that I would be able to show you the different colors of the leaves here on these trees. But I went to different places. I remember that episode when I was with my wife, so that's the place we went, and that's where you have seen the colors of fall. So in this park, they built this fence so that the purpose of that fence is to prevent the deers from getting to this side of the park, because as you can see here, there are small young trees that are in here, still growing trees like those ones, and they want to prevent the deer from coming here and eating the leaves, because those deers are like locusts. They're gonna eat everything that they can see. If those deers are in the Philippines, they will be deer caldereta. Just a joke. You know, I walked here last summer, and during the time it was very different. Because during that time the leaves are so thick and you cannot, when you look up, you will not be able to see the sun because of the thick vegetation of those leaves. But now, because of the cold weather, you know, there are very few leaves that remains, and in the next few more weeks or so, if I will come back here again in the winter time, all of these leaves will be gone. As you can see now, I am in the end of the trail, and I'm almost in the backyard of other people's homes. This is the beauty of this trail, just like what I told you. This forest is in the middle of the city, so these are residential areas here in Englewood, New Jersey already. Well, the changing of the season is something that we don't get to experience in the Philippines. Well, in the Philippines, officially there are only two seasons, the wet and dry season. But during the wet season, there's actually classifications or categories. So during the wet season, it's either rainy or stormy, as in typhoon, and flood. So those are the seasons. It's not funny, but those are the things that our countrymen in the Philippines, my friends, my family, have to go through every year. And during the dry season, it's really dry and hot and humid. So those are the seasons that they get to experience there. But here, we have this opportunity to experience the changing of a season. The beauty about this park is that every now and then you will be seeing these chairs. So they have scattered this all over the park so that hikers, when they need to rest, can sit down a little bit and enjoy this creation, and before they continue with their hike. But right now, I just want to sit here for a while and share some meditation with you, something that the Lord has imparted to me. I have read about this research that was conducted in 1991 in Oracle, Arizona. On September 26, 1991, 8 scientists entered an airtight dome, and they called it the Biosphere 2. So they call it Biosphere 2 because the Biosphere 1 is the Earth. And the purpose of that research is to see if somehow human will be able to duplicate what's available here on Earth already. So in that dome, they built a miniature rainforest, a mini ocean, a mangrove swamp, a desert, and a small farm. So that project is a $150 million project in 1991. So also the purpose of that project is to see if human in the future, when we go to different planets, if we will be able to establish a settlement there, a colony where human can settle and live. So the scientists are responsible in recycling their own water, recycling and treating their water. They're responsible in creating their own oxygen. They're responsible in sustaining their own food that's planted and harvested in that small farm. But one thing that they have noticed is that trees inside the dome grow faster than they would in the outside world. So what happens is the trees grow faster, but before they reach their stage of or their age of maturity, they collapse and die. So the reason they noticed that and they studied that is because there's no wind inside the dome. So wind is very essential in the growth of the tree and any plants, because in the outside world, in the forest, trees like this, because of the wind, the trees or the plants develop what is called stress woods. So these stress woods are used by the trees to to grow and live in the natural environment, because the stress woods dictates on how much sunlight they will need, how much water they will need, how much moisture they will need from the air. So this stress wood is very important in the life and growth of the trees. So there's a big lesson in life here. Sometimes we wonder, why do we have to go through trials and troubles in life when we could just be living in a bubble type of environment of life? You know, we could have asked God to shelter us from all the storms and troubles in life, right? Isn't that just fitting to ask God, Lord, since I'm your child, please shelter me from all the troubles so that I could experience your goodness, your miracles in my life. But wind, so to speak, in our lives, storms in our lives are very essential, because just like the trees in the forest, these storms, this wind in life help us grow, and this stress in life help us develop. I just can't imagine a life without all these problems. You know, I can't just imagine a life without any troubles. In the Philippines, when I was young, there was this movie uh, by Jimmy Santos. It's called Bonjing. You know, as you know, Jimmy Santos is an ex PBA player. He's a tall guy. In that movie, he is a 6 foot guy with a baby attitude, with a baby character. He still has his bib on. He's still on his diapers. He is uh, drinking from his feeding bottle. He's a baby on a 6 foot body. I was just thinking that if we are praying that God will spare us from all of these trials and troubles in life, we will be like Bonjing. We will be uh, growing, but not reaching our stage of maturity. So trials and troubles in life are essential. It's not only essential for the trees, but it's also essential for us humans, because trials help us grow. Trials help us conquer all of these difficulties and in life, and trials help us to trust God to work in our life. So the brother of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Apostle James, in his book, in James chapter 1, verses 2 to 4, he said that consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you are experiencing trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you will be mature, complete, and not lacking in anything. What a very beautiful passage from James. Last weekend, we got the opportunity to visit a brother in the Lord, and also is part of our small group, who is recovering from a sickness, and it's a serious sickness. He's getting better, but from time to time, he is experiencing, side effects, and also some sickness that are associated with his main illness. In my heart, I was thinking, because prior to this sickness, this brother is very active in the ministry. He's very active in our small group. He's very active in our church, in serving the church. And then all of a sudden, this sickness happened, and he has a very beautiful family. He has a very flourishing career in a very well-known brand here in America, and also all over the world. And this sickness happened. I'm not going to say that I fully understand what he's going through right now. I don't. Only he and his family knows what's really happening in his life. But sometimes, deep in my heart, I get to question God. Why does he has to go through this difficult event in his life. And then while I was reading this passage in James, and when I also read that research in Arizona, the Lord imparted to me this message that people have to go through different kinds of trials and events in life. So this is part of the growth. And as we get to experience these different trials in life, we also get the opportunity to trust the Lord on what's going to happen. This brother, he has a lot of testimonies of how the Lord worked in his life during this process of recovering from this sickness. If he will be able to share that testimony, you will be impressed at what the Lord has done, from being able to get these trial medicines and whatever that's associated with it. The Lord has worked miraculously in his life, and now he is recovering. He's on his way to complete recovery by faith. We are claiming it. So this is what the Lord's message to me, and I think this is what I would like also to share to each and every one of us. Consider it pure joy when we have to undergo tests and trials. Consider it pure joy when we experience all these troubles in life, because we know that as we go through and after we have overcome all these trials, all these troubles that God has allowed us to go through, we will be more mature, we will be complete, and we will not lack in anything. We will not lack in wisdom, we will not lack in trust, we will not lack in reliance to what the Lord can do to our lives. So this is my short sharing to each and every one of us. And thank you once again for joining me on this episode of Walk with TJ. I would like to invite you again next time to walk with me and ponder on the goodness of our God. So once again, let's grow in faith as we burn that fat. Bye-bye. See you again next time.